keep peace visible. It's really where we're at during the election. Okay, this was at the Grand Wayne again. It's one of my signs. Don't know the gentleman, but this is when then candidate Obama and Hillary Clinton were stumping, and this is a sign we've had all the time. I know all these guys would love to be, and women would love to be home for Christmas. Every Christmas, think about them. We're gonna get it done. All right. So right here, I promised you we'd get on to Colin Powell. An amazing experience. He came to the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum in, let's see, we're in May of 2008. And the most incredible thing about Colin Powell is it's February 5th, 2003. He didn't just lie to the American people. He lied to the world. There wasn't a word he said in his presentation that was true. And I believe he's a smart man. That upset me. He held up, powdered anthrax, the Ames strain. They didn't have it. They had kind of a Coca-Cola, a brown, sludgy-looking stuff. No product endorsements here. They never had powdered anthrax. These other things, the cartoons. I just have a hard time believing to this day that he believed what he was saying at that time. But this convinced the American people. He was a credible figure. There's a reason he was a spokesperson. It was a critical time in the run-up to the war. He could have changed the world by telling the truth and by standing up and saying, I've analyzed this situation and been briefed, and this is bogus. He did not. He did not. Since that time, somehow or another, he's kind of changed sides, and many people question myself and others for protesting him. They say, oh, he's against the war. If there was one person who possibly could have stopped all this, it could have been Colin Powell. It's the only time I almost did get arrested. His Secret Service agent actually made a heck of a try at getting me arrested, and I believe he was South African. I don't believe he was even American. And what was nice about that experience, had a reporter who simply walked up and stood next to me, and that was the end of that. And that's why I love reporters. So there were articles written. This is the only time I've ever seen this. There's actually an article in here from a News Sentinel reporter who wrote a guest column. It might have happened before. I'd never seen that. And really, on Colin Powell, it just never adds up of what he's written. And he was there in a wealth building seminar, which was crazy, considered how much of our treasure has gone into the wars, and so much money that could have changed the economic situation that we feel now in 2010 if we would have taken the $1 trillion, invested in ourselves, and approached Al-Qaeda on a more of a policing basis. It hasn't worked. We haven't caught Osama bin Laden. We're always killing some number 3 guy. I don't know how many of them we've killed. They keep coming, trust me. The Asian land war issue, we've got to learn on that. And we're learning slowly. I have some, I don't know if you can see it. I should add another one. We have rally cards. We have probably 3,000 cards, 1,000 pencils. We've tried to let people know where we're at. We do maintain a website. It's, again, we're multi-dimensional. It's more than just a monthly hour-long rally. We do maintain that, though, and have since 2002. When I say that, we're run out of time. We rally the first Saturday of every month, noon to 1 o'clock on the Allen County Courthouse Green. And we have plenty of materials. Feel free to bring anything appropriate and express yourself. We're trying to give people a venue to express themselves. All right, we're coming down to the end of the banner here. We have had a few representatives from Iraq Veterans Against the War, IVAW. They started out as using the 501c3 status of Veterans for Peace. And they've been a very good group. I've seen them in St. Paul at the Republican National Convention in 2008. It's just they feel very much hindered by the fact that they did volunteer. They were not drafted. And I really believe many soldiers go in believing the brainwashing and everything. They're exposed to so much more. Base newspapers and military newspapers, it's propaganda straight up. There's no pretense of journalism. What do you think they're going to say? So that people who only are reading a base paper and particularly they've missed so much of this. Our veterans, I asked, this is, here, we get Ken up here. Oh, there we go. All right, there's another letter. Just, we're trying to keep the wars from spreading. We have a sign, war breeds wars, an ancient sign, survived many a rally. But this is absolutely the truth of it. And actually, we don't have Pakistan on here, Somalia, Yemen, all the countries where we've got SEAL teams in now probably. One suggestion was the U.S. out of everywhere. It's an idea. The many 130-some countries we maintain a military presence in. But I asked a local member of Iraq Veterans Against the War, where have you been? And he said, Iraq. Great answer. We've tried to help them express themselves and get their story out there of what they have seen. And I've talked to so many veterans every chance I get, and they tell me many things in private. Unfortunately, most are unwilling to say it publicly. We have had veterans in uniform come to the peace rally, which I never personally say anything about because I do believe they're in danger of court-martial, Article 15, whatever. And I appreciate it. It's very brave. But this is just one of the many challenges of opposing this war. Is we have a veteran population that even afterwards doesn't feel like they can really express themselves, and they have seen a lot. And I believe in the future we'll be hearing this. But we need their testimony now. Would help to end this. Let's see. We have tried to observe all the many anniversaries, sad anniversary, 1,000 dead in Afghanistan. It's very complex. Even if you look up on the internet, the death counts. It's how you figure it. Are you counting in contractors? There are so many. We've got mercenaries not only from the United States, but several other countries are fighting in the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Even trying to compile and find something halfway accurate to express how many Americans have died. Our numbers are only for the U.S. troops. So, definitely in Iraq, far over, I'm sure, 5,000 Americans. It's pretty simple with the number of contractors and mercenaries. I think in Afghanistan recently, contractor deaths, mercenary deaths outnumbering soldiers. And I don't think those are food service. I'm figuring those are mercenary companies. A lot of people have faulted us for being partisan. We're not. I'm an independent. Last election, voted for both political parties, members of both political parties. This is one of the things we're based on principle. A lot of people don't understand that. We would protest whatever party in power that is waging war. Let me see here. There we go. We had many signs for George W. Bush. This is a sign that is actually in the newspaper. We had a Women's Day rally, and one of our members holding this sign right here. So that, this isn't, we're not a wing of a political party at all. And we're opposing war, no matter who is waging it. So this has to be done. and not really happy with it, but you got to do what you have to do. All right. This kind of ends up here. We are just setting up. This is just another setup here. This is from this year, March 21st. Another a time, and have been at this a long time. We have some nuns here in this picture from Victory Knoll. We've had participation by a few clergy, but nothing that would ever lead you to believe they've read the New Testament or believe in the teachings of Jesus Christ. Matter of fact, I always thought a preacher should be leading the peace movement. That would be more appropriate. One of our last actions was Carl Rove stopped through town to distribute his book with 935 documented lies. There were really, I don't think, 100 people to see him. He's going to be on the discount rack. But again, this is someone who deserves to be protested greatly. I don't see the day when I will regret protesting any Bush, Cheney, Rumsfeld, Rove. I don't see that day coming. And we just really, we're trying to oppose him, and you can't rewrite history. What has occurred has occurred. Revisionist is not going to work. We are paying attention. This brings us to the end of the banner here, and unfortunately I do not have individual, but bumper sticker on this. It's simply, if you're not outraged, you're not paying attention. And this kind of is the message of this entire exercise. A lot of people have tuned this out. They say, "Oh, I'm busy surviving," as we all are, and that I don't have time to pay attention to the war. This war directly affects all of us. We're all paying for it. I'm paying for it. Haven't figured out how to live on $7,200 a year. And it continues. This is not the end of the banner. I mean, this is how I ended this section. The banner does continue in further action by local peace activists. Encourage people watching this program to join us. We desperately need support. War has tremendous support. All of our tax dollars. People say, "Oh, I'm not killing anybody, and I pray for peace. I'm thinking about peace." Dancing for peace, doing yoga. I think those are wonderful things to start with. It's just not an ending point. And this gets back to activism. Activism isn't online activism. I mean, I sign the petitions too online. That's not the problem. I pray. It's time to make our deeds our prayer. This time now, October 7th, as we're taping this, 2010, it's time to get out in the street. Express yourself. It's our 5th election cycle. Please vote for the person you consider appropriate. Encourage all Americans to vote. Our level of voting is surpassed by many countries. Our participation percentage. Everyone should vote, but I don't believe they should be coerced, though. I mean, it should be voluntary. But I wish we lived in a place where everybody did feel like they would participate in the elections. There's many things that are ongoing, mosque controversies, Quran burnings. I've written the Quran is simply, it shares in common the first books of the Bible, the Torah. When you burn the Quran, you're burning the Jewish holy book, you're burning the beginning of the Old Testament, everything up to Abraham. It's insane. We either going to have freedom of religion in the United States or we're not. We can't just have freedom of religion for Christianity, for your denomination. I love the Tea Party idea that we should be a theocracy, and I'm just dying to see which one of the 2,500 denominations comes out on top. Baptist, Catholic, maybe Mormon, Mitt Romney. So many things to think about here. And this is the key. Encourage everyone to think, keep informed, and act on what you learn. And I invite everyone to join Local Peace Activists, a wonderful group of people. I'd like to thank everyone who's participated in anything